let's start. Today, okay, now it is going to be a search question. Okay, so given that s equals to 2 plus square root 5, okay, express. Okay, I have moderator around. So who are genuine learning, please ask genuine question and don't disturb. Those who found that you are being trying to disturb the session will be either mute, or if you're unlucky, you'll be banned from my account. Okay. Can you mute the Robert? Thanks, Michelle. Okay. Let's see. S equals to blah blah blah. So they want s squared plus 3. So a lot of students like to do this whole thing and then straight away sub it in. So for me is a bit kiasu. So what I will do is s squared plus 3 first. I will do s squared plus 3 first. So our s is this. So it will be 2 plus square root 5 square plus 3. So this is just like rainbow. Okay, so this is actually just an algebra rainbow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So it will be a squared plus 2ab, which is 4 square root 5 plus b squared. B squared means square root 5 times square root 5. So it will give you 5. So this is 5. Don't forget there's a plus 3 here. So when I simplify this, I will get 12, 4 square root 5 plus 12. So this is s squared plus 3. Okay. So now I want to express this whole thing. So I will have s squared plus 3 over s plus 1. So s squared plus 3 will be this. I put it at the numerator. Denominator is s plus 1, right? So my s is 2 plus square root 5. So plus a 1. So I will just write this is 3 plus square root 5. So technically speaking, this is the answer. But because they always want you to put it in this form, and you cannot have surds at the denominator, so you need to rationalize. So I multiply with 3 minus square root 5 over 3 minus square root 5. So to rationalize, what we are making use of the fact that a plus b, a minus b is equals to a square minus b square. We are making use of these to rationalize. So this 3 plus square root 5 is a plus b. So this side will be a minus b and a minus b. So you can see that this right hand side, this part is the value is 1. So actually I'm times 1. So when I times 1 means that, I never change the value. I just want to change the form. Okay? So what I'm going to do is numerator times numerator. So it will be rainbow. So 4 square root 5 plus 12, rainbow with 3 minus square root 5. My denominator is a plus b, a minus b. So I'm going to write as a squared minus b squared. So it will be a squared minus b squared. Okay, thanks for sharing. Share to your friends who want to listen to Sec 3 AMath. Okay, so my a will be 3. My b will be square root 5. Okay, so I'm going to continue the working here. So over here, what we're going to do is we're going to just rainbow. Yes, this one times this one give me 12 square root 5. This one times this one give me 4 times 5. Because square root 5 times square root 5 is 5. So it's minus 20. This one times this one will be plus 36. This one times this one is minus 12 square root 5. And don't forget our denominator. 9 minus 5. So denominator is 4. So you can see this minus this net off each other. So no more square root 5. Yes, then the numerator is 16, so it becomes 16 over 4, so it's equals to 4. Yes, Shichen, you are right, so it's 4. Okay, so this is rational. This is under the topic surds. Under the topic surds. Okay, and over here, what I did to you, I showed it to you how you manipulate surds and how to rationalize. So rationalizing when your denominator is 2 terms, you are making use of this formula to rationalize. Okay, so just multiply by the opposite sign. So the bottom is a plus b, so this side is a minus b over a minus b. If your bottom denominator is a minus b, this side will be a plus b over a plus b. Okay, so that is for question 1a. Okay, next. Okay, so what we're going to do is, without using, okay, see, without using a calculator, you are supposed to find the value of the integer a and b for which the solution of the equation. See, this is the equation. They are trying to tell you this is the solution. And what does that mean by solution? It means if the equation unknown is x, they want you to solve x. So this equation, I'm going to rewrite here. So it's x square root 3 plus square root 2 equals to x square root 18. Okay, so I need to solve x. So what you need to do is put all the terms with x to the left hand side, the one without x to the right hand side. Okay, so it will be x square root 3 minus x square root 18 equals to negative square root 2. A lot of students will jam here, but kids, remember this kind of question, all you need to do is throw the terms that have x to the left hand side, don't have terms x, throw it to the right hand side. Then what you need to do is take out common factor x. So take out x, I left with square root 3 minus square root 18 equals to negative square root 2. Then make x a subject. This is x multiplied by this bracket. So when I bring to the other side, it becomes divide. So it becomes minus square root 2 over square root 3 minus square root 18. Technically speaking, I already solved my x. But because they want in this form, correct? So I still need to further simplify. So before I rationalize, I'm going to simplify the square root 18. Look over here. Square root 18. Square root 18, okay, I'm going to break it into one of the number which is a perfect square. So it will be 9 times 2 because 9 is a perfect square. So I can become square root 9 times square root 2, so it becomes 3 square root 2. So square root 18, this is how you simplify into the simplest set, which is 3 square root 2. Good, Shoki. Okay, so after that, let's see. It will be minus square root 2 over square root 3 minus 3 square root 2. So now I'm ready to rationalize. So remember just now I teach you, this is actually a minus b. So if you want to rationalize, okay, multiply by a plus 3 square root 2 over a plus 3 square root 2. Okay, just now remember it was a plus b. I rationalize with a minus b over a minus b. Now you see this. This is a minus b. So I rationalize with a plus b over a plus b. So numerator become rainbow. So you see this times this minus square root 2 times square root 3 will give me minus square root 6 because 2 times 3 is 6. This times this will give me minus 3. Square root 2 times square root 2 is 2. So it becomes 3 times 2. So it becomes 6 over denominator is a square minus b square. So my a is square root 3, my b is 3 square root 2. So let me continue over here. So my numerator remains as this, no need to change. Then let's simplify the denominator. So square root 3 square will be 3. Look at this. This is 3 square root 2. This part, I'll write it here. This is 3 square root 2 times 3 square root 2. 3 times 3, it gives me 9. Square root 2 times square root 2 is give me 2. So actually this one become 18. So my denominator become 3 minus 18. This is express AMath. Normal acad AMath also apply, because search is in both normal acad and express. Okay, so it becomes minus square root 6 minus 6 over minus 15. So we are not done yet. This one, you see the denominator is positive 15. But mine is negative 15. So I'm going to bring the minus to the top. So see what I'm going to do. I bring the minus to the top. It becomes minus square root 6 minus 6 over 15. Now I'm going to rainbow the minus in. So I get square root 6 plus 6 over 15. And you see this, you compare this and this, you can see that the A is 6 and the B is also 6. So you will say, therefore, A equals to 6, B equals to 6. Done. Okay, so this question, please remember, is this one often come out. So every time this kind of question come out, make x a subject. Solve, make x a subject, then your answer is over here. But always remember that denominator cannot be surds. So you need to rationalize. And before I rationalize, I'm going to simplify my surds first, because square root 18 is too big. So we always simplify it. So it will simplify in terms of square root 2, in terms of square root 3, square root 5, square root 7, square root 6, the smaller surds. So it's easier for you to manipulate. Okay? So we are done with this question. Okay? Let's move on. Okay, next is polynomial question. Okay, so over here, it is given that x cubed plus equals to this one times this one and a qx. This is a polynomial qx, which is unknown. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It's just trying to tell you it's just a polynomial. Polynomial simply means it's algebraic expression. Okay, plus 3ax plus b. So they are saying this is exactly the same as this. So your task is to, for part 1, they ask you to tell what's the degree of qx. So now I want you to know that from here to here, this is called the divisor. So of course this one is the quotient. And from here to here, this is the remainder. So you see, this is a divisor, right? So if I'm going to rainbow this, do you agree that I will get x square something? Right? I will get x square something, but no need to expand. I just want to know what is the degree of the divisor. So my degree of the divisor is 2. So you see, this x cubed, when I divided by x squared, my quotient will be x. So let me just show the example here. I'm not going to do the long division. I just show you x cubed plus 6x squared plus dot 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 dot. When I divided by x squared plus dot dot dot. Okay? Remember that day, I think on Wednesday, I did the long division. I tell you what times x squared give me x cubed. So for this case, we know this is x. Okay, of course it will continue, but I'm not going to continue. I just want to know the degree of the qx, which is 1. So therefore, part 1 simply is, you will just say degree of qx equals to 1. That's all. Okay? Easy, just a 1-mark question. Next, they want you to find the value of a and b. So how are you going to find the value of a and b? Okay, actually over here got some space, so I just continue from here. I draw a line. So you know that it is the below one. Okay, I'm going to draw a line. Okay. Yeah. So how are we going to solve the a and b? You see, you have two unknown, a and b. So when you know that you have two unknown, you need to have two equations in order to do simultaneous equation to solve a and b. So let's look at this one, okay? But the bad news is qx is unknown. So your task is to sub suitable value of x so that my qx will disappear. So now let's look at the bracket beside the qx. If I'm going to sub x equals to 1, this becomes 0. 0 times this one, the whole thing will become 0. So my qx disappears. So the first x you should sub in is 1. So I'm going to sub in x equals to 1. Okay? So when I sub in x equals to 1, always refer it to the question so that you will sub in correctly. See, x cubed. So I'll put 1 cubed plus 6 1 square plus 6 1 plus 2 equals to, I don't have to write this whole thing because this whole thing becomes 0 already. Okay, plus 3ax. So that means I will have 3ax plus b. So when I simplify this, press calculator, this side will give me 15. This side will be 3a plus b. So this is your equation 1. Okay? So if this is equation 1, let's see. So how am I going to get the second equation? Remember, I still have a second bracket over here. So my objective is to make qx disappear. So what x value should I sub in so that I will get another 0? See anyone paying attention in class or not? I always like to ask questions, because I don't like to just talk myself. I like to have some response. Okay? When you respond, it also means that you are learning. Okay? Please tell me which is the next x value should I sub in. Okay? To make this qx disappear. So my hint is I want to sub one more x value so that it becomes 0. Yes, well done, minus 2. Because minus 2 plus 2 gives me 0. Good. Okay, so I will sub in. Good. Okay, minus 2. Let's sub in. So it will be minus 2 cubed plus 6 minus 2 square plus 6 minus 2 plus 2 equals. Always refer back to the question to sub in also. So 3ax plus b. So of course when I press the calculator, I get, wait, let me see, 6. This one is 6. Okay, and then this is minus 6a plus b. So this is my equation 2. No, which part you don't understand? Negative 2 is because, look at this bracket over here. Remember, this qx polynomial is unknown. This qx polynomial is unknown. So if you want to form an equation, I need to get rid of this qx. So I need to sub suitable value, okay, to make qx disappear. So look at these two brackets. If I sub x equals to 1, 1 minus 1 equals to 0. And when I have one of the bracket, it becomes 0. Okay, it becomes 0 times whatever, the whole thing becomes 0. That is why my x equals to 1. When I sub in, my qx disappear and I form the first equation. Okay, just replacing the x equals to 1. Then the next one is, I want to get a second equation. Okay, so it becomes minus 2 plus 2, because minus 2 plus 2 give me 0. So again 0, because 0 multiplied by anything give you 0. So this whole thing becomes 0, you understand? The first x equals to 1, 0 times anything, the whole thing becomes 0. That's the first one. Then after that, when I sub x equals to negative 2, I get 0 for the middle. If you sub 2, it becomes 4. It doesn't give me a 0. So I need to sub negative 2. Okay, so this is negative 2 plus 2. So it becomes 0. 0 times this one, the whole thing becomes 0. Okay? Can everyone understand why I sub in 1 and negative 2 now? Because my objective is to get rid of the qx. So you have to look at the friend at the side. Okay, good. So now I have two equations. So it's just solving simultaneous. So I will continue here. Yes, 3, 4, 8. What you want to ask? Don't say I never warned you. I better ask related things. If you're going to disturb, you either get you are going to get blocked or get muted. Can you mute the girlfriend? The extra girlfriend? Please block them, block them. Okay, come. Find the value of A and B. Okay, come. I notice usually Sunday got a lot, my moderator will be more busy. Wednesday they are like more 乖 one. Okay, so my Sunday my moderator very busy one. Okay, come, let's continue. Okay, kids, see here. So I'm going to make B the subject. Okay, I will say from 1. Make B the subject. So B will be equals to 15 minus 3A. So now this become my equation 3. So I'm going to sub equation 3 into equation 2. So I'm going to replace all the B to become A. Usually, don't use elimination method. Okay, AMath you learn elimination and substitution, right? But in AMath, elimination cannot bring you far. So you need to master the substitution method. So if you notice, I always either make A the subject or B the subject and sub into another equation. Okay, so Soki learn to master the substitution method. So sub it in, so it will be 6 equals to minus 6A plus B. So now my B replaced to become this. So 15 minus 3A. Because it's a plus, so you notice that I never put bracket. So now continue. So I have 6 minus 15 equals to minus 9A. So I have minus 9 equals to minus 9A. I have A equals to 1. So I solve my A equals to 1. Okay, so let's continue. We want to solve B, right? So B will be equals to 15 minus 3A. So I get 12. So therefore, A equals to 1, B equals to 12. Done. Okay, so everyone, the simultaneous, I believe you all definitely know how to do it. The only thing is, why is it that we need to sub x equals to 1? Why is it that we need to sub x equals to minus 2? So I already explained. So this is not a fixed thing to sub. It depends on what is the neighbor bracket. Understand? So this is done. Move on. Okay, first page is done. Okay, wait. Continuation of just now that question. They say, see, see, now that it's the next part already, they ask, hence, see, hence. Hence means that it's related to the previous part, okay? Okay, so find the remainder when 1662 is divided by 108. Okay. Yes, this is AMath. Today is AMath Sec 3. So we need to link this to just now that part. So how are you going to link it? Okay. So my hint is, look at this 1662. Is divided by 108. Remember just now I said this is the divisor. So the divisor is mostly 108, but to somehow find the x that make 108 is tougher. So this 1662 will means is the left hand side, this part. So with this, I'm going to see, so I'm going to see that, okay, x cubed plus 6x squared plus 6x plus 2 is equals to 1662. So from here, I'm going to find out what is my x, understand? Okay, today I'm going to have a long lesson, so I'm not going to answer irrelevant questions, sorry. Okay, we got a lot of math questions to catch up today. So look at this, the trick is not by looking at the front, look at the back side. This one is, do you agree this is 1000 plus 600 plus 60 plus 2? Agree or not? So this 2 is this. 6x will be 60. 6x squared will be the 600. And the x cubed will be the 1000. So with this, I know that, oh, so therefore the x equals to 10. Agree or not? 6 times 10, 60. 6 times 10 times 10, 600. 10 cubed, 1000. So we know that x is equals to 10. So just to double confirm, and remember just now I said the divisor is 108. So let's see if I sub in x equals to 10, do I get 108? So at the side I'm going to put check. Okay, x minus 1, x plus 2. So sub in 10 minus 1, 10 plus 2. So it will be 9 times 12, it give me 108. Okay, this is not necessary for you to show. This is not necessary for you to show. I just write it here so that at least when you refer to my solution, you know why I get this one. So, okay. So 1662, we know that we're going to sub in x equals to 10. So come back to here, they say find the remainder, right? So do you agree that I have proven that this side is 1662, I have proven divisor is 108, the quotient I don't care. Remember this portion I tell you this is the remainder, 3ax plus b is the remainder. So it means that I can know that my remainder is 3ax plus b. All I need to do is sub in the a that we found, sub in the x that we found, sub in the b that we found. So 3a was 1, x we have found that is 10, b was 12. So in the end, my remainder is 42. All good? Okay, I'm not so sure when is Sec 2 NA it's not possible for me. 1 week only got 7 days and I cannot do TikTok live every day. I got my own teaching to do. So please follow me to find out what's the schedule. I cannot tell you when I teach what. Okay. So let's continue. And don't forget that I have my Telegram channel whereby worksheets and solutions are uploaded there. And I have my YouTube channel whereby the TikTok past live has been uploaded there. So please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, okay? Today is Sec 3 Express AMath. It's also applicable to Sec 3 Normal Acad AMath, okay? Okay, let's move on. So now this is a curve and a line. So it's again related to the discriminant. Okay, previous lesson I have explained to you all what's the discriminant, right? I have told you all the discriminant, when is it discriminant more than 0, when is it equals to 0, when is it less than 0, and when is it more than equals to 0. Please refer to my previous TikTok live, or I actually cut out that segment and already post to my TikTok video already. Okay, so over here they say equation of a curve is blah 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 blah. Find the value of c for which the line is a tangent to the curve. So let me write down the curve first, which is y equals to 2x squared plus 3x plus c minus 7. See, there's an unknown c inside. Remember I tell you this topic, quadratic function and inequality. Okay, most of the time the equation of the curve, other than seeing x and y, you will see unknown alphabet. So in this case is unknown c. It's okay, just leave it there first. Next, the line is y equal, I'm going to shift my minus x to the right hand side. So it becomes x plus 8. So this is the curve. And this is the line. So just like when we are finding the intersection point, we want to do simultaneous, right? So do simultaneous for this. And because it's already y subject, so what I'm going to do is just 2x squared plus 3x plus c minus 7 equals to x plus 8. Who is this noob? Is he trying to disturb? Can you mute him? Okay, so 2x squared plus 3x plus c minus 7 equals to x plus 8. So everything shift to the left hand side. 2x squared plus 3x minus x plus c minus 7 minus 8 equals to 0. So I have 2x squared plus 2x plus c minus 15 equals to 0. If you have question, just post your question. If it's relevant, I will answer. Stop stop asking for permission to ask relevant question, okay? Okay, see here. See, I already shift everything to the left-hand side. So, my A will be 2, my B will be 2, my C will be equals to C minus 15. Okay, kids, be careful. Because the unknown is C, the coefficient of constant is also C. So, you don't get yourself confused. A is the coefficient of x squared. B is the coefficient of x. C is the coefficient of the constant. So it's just that, just nice, coincidentally, my constant consists of C. Okay? Okay, so let's move on. And see, then, see, they give me a property, right? They tell me that the curve is a tangent to the line. So it means that it is a curve. Tangent means it's touch. So when it touch means that there's only one intersection point. And one intersection point means what? Means my discriminant equals to 0. Only two real and equal roots. In other words, one root, one real root. So I will say, because of them telling me that it is a tangent, my discriminant is equals to 0. Understand? So you see how I do this question? A curve and a line. My curve is not complete for this question because there's an unknown C. But it's okay because they're going to tell me the property that the curve touch the line. So I will base on the property discriminant equals to 0 to form equation so that I can solve my C. Understand? So B square, so let's follow here. B square means 2 square minus 4AC equals to 0. So it becomes 4 minus 8C plus, wait, let me see my work. Okay. 120 equals to 0. So I have minus 8C equals to negative 124. So C is 31 over 2 or 15 and a half. Either one you also can write. You want to put it in the improper fraction or mixed number also can. But I prefer to put it in mixed number. Okay? Sec 3 AMath today. Okay? So this is how I find my C. Based on the property, they say tangent. So it touch means discriminant is equals to 0. Okay, let's move on. So next, now they tell us, see, you see, my curve now, y equals to 3x squared plus kx plus k plus 9. So again, my equation of a curve is not complete. You don't just see x and y. This time round, you see unknown k inside. But it's okay. They tell me the property. They tell me that it lies above the x-axis. So if it lies above the x-axis means what? It means it is here. So when it's over here, so I will say, you will stay here. They say above the x-axis. So I know it means that it is always positive. Because it's above the x-axis means the y value is always positive. So if it's always positive, remember I tell you the last lesson, always positive. Yes, well done Shoki, you learn it. So not only that, not only discriminant is less than 0. There's one more property that you all need to take note. Because it is a happy face, so I need to put, I have two conditions. It's a happy face and discriminant is less than 0. Please remember there's two conditions you need to fulfill. Then you look at the equation of the curve. The good thing is the A is already positive. Understand? So that means this is already fulfilled. That means I don't need to bother about my A more than 0. I need to bother only if my A, my coefficient of x squared, consists of the unknown k. Then I will have to do two inequality and do them separately. But for this case, it's already 3. I don't have to find the other inequality. I only need to focus discriminant less than 0. So b squared minus 4ac, based on this, my b squared minus 4ac less than 0. Okay? So I will get k squared minus 12k minus 108 less than 0. Factorize this. I get k minus 18 and plus 6. So remember quadratic inequality, I want you all to draw always the happy face. Put in the two value, I have minus 6 and 18. Less than 0, you shade the below. So in the end, my answer is k is between minus 6 and 18. Done. This one I B, wait, B right. Okay. Can? So I've mentioned previous lesson, you can go and refer to the past TikTok video. Today, the question tells me is above the x-axis. So above the x-axis is always positive. And Soki is good. Remember that discriminant is less than 0. And just add one more, it's a happy face. Okay, so with that, I do my discriminant less than 0 and I solve the quadratic inequality. So when you solve a quadratic inequality, you're actually just factorizing the left-hand side. So for this case, it's using cross method to factorize. Then after that, I need to draw my happy face. I put in the two value, k plus 6, that means this is minus 6. K minus 18, so here is 18. Because it's less than 0, so I shade the below. And therefore, it's k between negative 6 and 18. Okay? Yay, we are done with this question. Let's move on. Today, behind got logarithm and trigo question. Okay, it's a last minute I add in one, you see? So last minute. It's not typed out properly one, but it's fine. Okay? I promised to add some trigo question and logarithm question, so I did that. Okay? Okay, let's take a look. This is a exponential question. It's under logarithm and exponential. Okay? So it's the problem sum one. Okay? So first, it's in the real life. A liquid is heated up till it boils. Okay? It is then left to cool down at room temperature. So the temperature T is given by this formula, T equals to 25 plus blah blah blah, where they tell you that K is a constant and T is the time in hours since the liquid started cooling. So when you say find the boiling temperature of the liquid, then student will be stuck. Look at the question again. It tells me that it heat up until it boils. When did it start to when did it start to cool down? It started from, you see, it boiled, then after you put at room temperature, right? Then it start to boil, right? And it start to cool down, right? So actually it started from, okay, it started from the boiling temperature. And that means that T equals to 0 at the start. So T equals to 0. Okay, help me to mute the bubble tea forever. Okay. So over here, so sub in T equals to 0. Okay. So T will be equals to 25 plus 75 E minus K0. So anything times 0 give me 0, correct? So it will be 25 plus 75 E to the power of 0. So E to the power of 0 it is 1. So it becomes 25 plus 75 times 1. So it becomes 100. And look at the unit is degrees Celsius. So the boiling temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. So it means your liquid started from 100 degrees Celsius. Understand? Then it will leave at the room temperature to let it cool down. Okay? So that is what it means. Hi. Okay. Hi. See you around. Okay, so let's see. Next. Hello. Given that the temperature of the liquid was 40 degrees Celsius after 2 hours. So why do they give me two information? Remember, this equation just now was incomplete. There is an unknown K. So your task is to solve and get the unknown K. So I'm going to write out the equation over here. So T is equals to 25 plus 75 E minus KT. So 40 degrees Celsius means the temperature is 40 degrees after 2 hours. So it means that I'm going to sub in the temperature is 40, the T is 2 hours. So I'm going to sub in these two into this equation and then I will solve the K. So it will be 40 equals to 25 plus 75 E minus K2. This is Sec 3 AMath, Sec 3 AMath Singapore Math, Sec 3 AMath. Okay, so now kids look here. A lot of students, after they know that they know how to sub it in. Okay, they know how to sub it in, but they don't know how to solve this. So look here, step by step. See here. This is 25 plus, right? I'm going to shift the 25 over. So it becomes 40 minus 25 equals to 75e minus 2k. Okay? Then 40 minus 25 will give me... Hey, where's my working? Yeah. So it will give me 15. So 15 equals to 75e minus 2k. And then after that, what you're going to do is, see here, this is multiply, correct? Multiply by 75. So what you need to do is bring the 75 over. So it becomes 15 over 75. So 15 over 75 equals to e minus 2k. So far, can everyone get it? Okay, it's very important. Okay, subbing in is, I can tell you 90% of students know how to sub in. Then they don't know how to solve this. So step by step, we shift the plus 25 over become minus 25. So it becomes 15 equals 75 e to the power of something. This mini one is a multiplier. Okay, so it's multiplied by 75. Then I bring over become divide by 75. So it means that it will become, so I'm going to make this a subject. So e minus 2k equals to 1/5. So what I did was 15 over 75 reduced to the lowest term is 1/5. Then how are we going to solve this? Because base e is involved, so you ln both sides. So you choose to ln both sides. So I will have ln e minus 2k equals to ln 1/5. Okay, so power law will tells me that these can bring it to the front. So I'm going to continue here. So it becomes minus 2k. Ln e equals to ln 1/5. And kids, take note that ln e is 1. Okay, ln e is equals to log e. So it's equals to 1. So therefore, minus 2k equals to ln 1/5. K is just ln 1/5 divided by negative 2. So this one can press calculator. And you will get 0.80471. So you see, I write the long number. Then I round up to 3SF. 0.805. 3SF. Why do I need the long number? Because later when I'm going to use the formula, and when I need to use the k, I will have to use a long one. Never use the rounded off value. Next, hence. Hence means it's related to this part. Why is it that it's used this part? Because they want you to use the k that you have found. So now they ask you to find the temperature after 4 hours. So I'm going to write my full formula now. T is equals to 25 plus 75 E minus KT. Because my K I already find, sub it in. So 0.80471 T. And now 4 hours, right? So I'm going to sub in T equals to 4. So sub T equals to 4. And I will get T equals to 25 plus 75 E minus 0.80471 times 4. So of course, this press calculator, you get 28.000. Round it off to 3SF, 28.0 degrees Celsius. It means after 4 hours, the temperature now becomes 28 degrees Celsius. Okay? Let's move on. Why don't you use ln 5 over 2 to sub in? Which part? Then calculate using 2 ln 5 to input. Which part? I don't understand. Don't understand what you're asking. I don't know why it's meant by ln 2 ln 5. K value calculation. Oh, you mean as in put the K in terms of the, what's that called? Exact value, is it? No need to lah, because as long as you put long numbers, it's fine. Okay? I know what he means. He means, he or she means that use the exact value in terms of the, he said put the K in terms of ln. And then when the formula here, you can put in terms of ln. No worry, you can just put this, as long as it's long digits behind, it's good enough. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Now, they ask you, state the temperature that the liquid will approach after a very long time. Very long time, understand? So, what does that mean? Very long time means they're going to put the water, it was from boiling water, or put on at the room temperature for a long time. So, you all know science, right? Okay, I don't know science, but I know that you're going to leave your drinks at the room temperature. Eventually, it will cool down to room temperature. Agree now? T equals to 100. Yes, I'm going to submit. How you know I'm going to see T equals to 100? 1? No. Okay, so T is equals to 25 plus 75 E minus 0.80471 T. So this was the formula. So now, I'm going to put when T approach infinity. That means put for a very long time. So I'm going to sub in values to see. Because infinity means it can be 1 million, right? But it doesn't, we don't need to go under 1 million, okay? So I'm going to just put 100. T equals to 100. T equals to 100 means 100 hours. It's already enough time to know your water will cool down until what temperature. So let's see. T is equals to 25 plus 75 E minus 0.80471, 100. And when you press the calculator, it gives you 25. Why is that so? Because when the T gets very big, this becomes approaching 0. This part will approach 0. Exponential graph is this. It will approach 0, okay? So if this part approaches 0, 0 times 75 is 0. So 0 plus 25, so it becomes 25. It will never be completely 0. Yes. Second portion goes to 0 as T increase. Okay? Just like how this looks like. And we know that the temperature that the liquid will approach will be 25 degrees Celsius. And you can see that you don't use that it will become that temperature. It will say that it will approach that temperature. Because when we draw the exponential graph, this never hit the x-axis. It only approached the x-axis. Understand? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, next. They say that the equation blah 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 is only valid for cooling of the liquid. So they say the value of the constant K can change if the cooling liquid is placed in a different environment. Okay, so they ask you to explain whether it will be possible for the value of K to be negative. So this is a theory question. So you will have to say, no, value of K cannot be negative. Why? This is your statement. You have to explain why. So, because if my K is negative, okay, E minus KT will have positive power. And when you have positive power, when you draw the exponential graph, it will be this way. This is reducing. This is increasing. So of course you don't need to draw a graph. This one red color I just draw for information. So if K is negative, blah, blah, will have positive power and T will increase with time. And the liquid will not be cooling down, but heating up, because it's getting higher the temperature. Right? So this is how you explain this question. Okay, because the formula, remember, is minus kt, right? So if your k is negative, negative, negative become positive. And you end up having e to the power of positive t. And e to the power of positive t will be this kind of graph. It's meant for increasing, not for cooling down, it's for heating up. Okay, so for this question, because it's cooling down, that's why it's this direction. Okay, we are done with this question. Okay, so we are going to go to one more polynomial question. Polynomial question. What if the environment is hotter than the cooling liquid? And that's why they say that it will be heating up already, ma. This equation is only valid for cooling of the liquid. You understand? Your constant K can change. If you put into different environment, provided the environment, like you mentioned, is cooler than the liquid, which is from 100 degrees Celsius, then it will cool down to the lower temperature. That's cooling down. That's the kind of environment. But this formula is only valid for cooling down. If your case is you put it in an environment whereby it is hotter than the cooling liquid, then then your K will have to change, right? Then the formula will not be this formula. And it means that you can straight away just remove the minus, as in new equation, and use a positive K. Understand? Okay, let's move on. Okay. The function blah 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 is exactly divisible by x minus 4 and leave a remainder of 14 when divided by x minus 2. So, solve A and B. This is easy. First, okay, you have to see whether they label the expression. So, they already give the name fx. So, for me is, I always like to write this extra information. They say exactly divisible means that I'm given when I start in 4, I will have 0 remainder. And when I divided by x minus 2 means that when I sub in 2, I will have a remainder 14. So I will have two set of information whereby I can form two equations. So let's do our F4 first. So F4 simply means that you're going to sub x equals to 4 into your expression over here. So always refer to the question and sub it in. So x cubed means 4 cubed minus 2 4 square plus a 4 plus b. So with this, I get 32 plus 4a plus b. And therefore, this, we know is 0, right? So this whole thing equals to 0. 32 plus 4a plus b equals to 0. So I'm going to make b the subject. So b is equals to minus 4a minus 32. Equation 1. Okay, let's continue. So this is for F4. This is the first information that they give me. I use this information from the first equation. So now I'm going to use the second information to form second equation. So now let's find F2. So F2 will be equals to 2 cubed minus 2 square plus a2 plus b. And what do we get? We get 0 plus 2a plus b. And not forgetting, we know that we are given F2, the remainder is 14. So this expression, therefore, 0 plus 2a plus b equals to 14. So what I can do is I can make b the subject since this one got single b. So just write b is equals to 14 minus 2a. Correct? So this is equation 2. So let's continue. So I'm going to say, okay, sub 1 into 2. That means, since both is b subject, right? So I just say, okay, minus 4a minus 32 is equals to 14 minus 2a. So it becomes an equation solving a. So it's a linear equation now. So shift minus 4a plus 2a equals to 14 plus 32. So I get minus 2a equals to 46. And I get A equals to negative 23. So my B, I can use this. You want to use this also can. This one got a lot of negative. I'd rather use this one. So B will be equals to 14 minus 2A. And I get 60. Done. So my A and B, done. Okay. So we are done with this part. This is always commonly asked. So I understand that students always like to skip step, okay? So I always tell my students to write neatly, write out the information given to you, form the expression. They tell me expression remainder is 0. Not doing double angle today. Okay, so 32 plus 4a plus b. I'm doing Trigonograph today. Sine graph and cosine graph and one quadrant question. Okay, so b equals to minus 4a minus 32. Then I do the same thing for f2, the expression equals to 14. Then I put it equals to 14. So you see, with the information written down this way, then you will know that, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Then we do simultaneous. Okay, next, solve the equation fx equals to 0. So fx equals to 0. Now I already have my a and my b. So now my fx will be equals to x cubed minus 2x squared. A is minus 23, so it becomes minus 23x. Plus b, my b is 60, so it's plus 60. So now this is my fx. So they want me to solve for fx equals to 0. Means they want me to solve cubic equation. So if you want to do cubic equation, you will have 3x value. You see, linear equation, 1x value. Quadratic equation, 2x value. Cubic equation, 3x value. And whenever we want to solve quadratic, you factorize, right? Or you can use quadratic formula, of course. But this is cubic. So that means I need to factorize my cubic expression into the brackets first. Then I will know what is the x. So the question is always linked. Remember, the first part, they tell me that this fx is exactly divisible by x minus 4. So I know that one of the bracket will be x minus 4. So what I'm going to do is, over here, I'm going to do x cubed minus 2x squared minus 23x plus 60. I'm going to divide it by x minus 4. I want to find the quadratic factor. So let's continue to divide. So what times x give me x cubed, x squared. So I have x cubed, this one times this one, minus 4x squared. Remember, I say minus, put bracket. So the first one definitely give me 0. Minus 2 minus minus 4 means minus 2 plus 4. So I get 2x squared. Bring down minus 23x. Okay? So now ask yourself, what times x give me 2x squared plus 2x? So this one times this one, 2x squared. This one times this one, minus 8x. Minus bracket, cross. It's not cross, sorry, straight line. Draw a line. Minus 23 minus minus 8 means minus 23 plus 8. So I get minus 15x. Bring down plus 60. So what times x give me minus 15x? Minus 15. So I get minus 15x. Minus 15 times minus 4 plus 60. Minus and 0. Kids, take note that you must have 0 as the remainder, because we know that x minus 4 is divisor. I mean, it's a factor. If it's a factor, means 0 remainder. If you divide and you don't get a 0, means that your long division, there's an error. Please check. You must definitely get a 0 because x minus 4 is a factor. So you know this one factorized become x minus 4 and x squared plus 2x minus 15. Okay? And then you have to see whether this quadratic factor can further factorize or not. So just 9, this one can do cross method, and it end up having x minus 4, x minus 3, and x plus 5. So now I already factorized, right? So you will have to say for fx equals to 0. Okay, students always never write this statement. Students always never write this statement. They always straight away say, oh, okay, x equals to 4, x equals to 3, x equals to minus 5. But you must be careful. Why? Because this part, you are actually doing factorization. So you cannot, after factorization, straight away tell me that the x equals to blah, blah, blah. You have to form the equation first, correct? fx, this part, I'm only factorizing it. So you have to say, okay, my fx equals to 0. I form it as an equation. Then I will become x minus 4 equals to 0, or x minus 3 equals to 0, or x plus 5 equals to 0. Then it's logical. You understand? So you solve and you get x equals to 4, x equals to 3. And x equals to negative 5. Done. Okay? So sometimes this part, what if these, okay, just additional notes, what if these cannot be factorized into 2 brackets? It's okay. It means that you just take it as using quadratic equation. So if cannot factorize, it is okay. Just use quadratic formula. Okay? Understand? Oh, good. We left a last part for this polynomial. Okay, so now see here. They ask me to hence solve again, because it's the word hence means you need to link it to the front part, right? So if you need to link to the front part, what do we do? So it's definitely linked to the in front. So I'm going to write out first. I'm going to write out the previous one first. So my fx was x cubed minus 2x squared minus 23x plus 60. So that was the fx in front. So how am I going to link this? Okay, they want me to solve the equation for, so I'm going to let, see here, I'm going to let gx, so it's another polynomial, right? So I will say let gx equals to 8x cubed minus 8x squared plus 2a plus b. So it is 8x cubed minus 8x squared minus 46x plus 60. So I need to link this to this. How is, I'm going to say, I'm going to let u equals to 2x. Or rather, don't let u equals to 2x first. I'm going to write it as, compared to this one, you see, 2x cubed minus 2x squared minus 23 2x plus 60. You see, from here to here, I never change the value. I'm just breaking out the 8x cubed become 2x cubed. Because 2x cubed give me 8x cubed. Minus 2 bracket 2x squared. See, this is 4x squared. 4x squared multiplied by negative 2, it is still minus 8x squared. Minus 23 times 2x is still minus 46x. So you can see that it is still the same, but I put it in terms of 2x. Then I will say, now you let the 2x equals to u, correct? This one become u, So you will have, so my g, u now become u cubed minus 2u squared minus 23u plus 60. And you see, this is now similar, right? They look similar, right? X cubed minus 2x squared, blah, 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 is the same. The only difference is the x now become u. Previously, I solved the equation in terms of x. So this one, for gu equals to 0, I know my u equals to 4, 3, and minus 5. 4, 3, and minus 5. Then now I pull back my u to become 2x. Then I will say, okay, so 2x equals to 4, which is x equals to 2. My 2x equals to 3, so my x equals to 3 over 2. My 2x equals to 5, so my x equals to 5 over 2, so it's 2.5. Done. So this is how you link this kind of last part one to the front part. Understand? Okay, help me to like and share. And then after that, I drink water first. Okay, so now we're going to do, yeah, see I put the school name very big. Huh? I've never no intention to copy school questions. I salute the school teacher for doing the questions. I'm just using their question to teach the students. Huh? So I always give credits to the school teachers, okay? Okay. So we're going to do logarithm question. I also have trigo questions and one more logarithm question over here at the bottom. And then finally we're going to do trigograph. I'm going to teach how to draw sine graph. I'm going to teach how to draw cosine graph, okay? So today we're OT lah. I started late today also. I started at 5:15 because I got technical issue. Hopefully this one can be done by 6:45, which is unlikely. Maybe it will be extended to 7, I'm not so sure. Just to let you all know. Okay, so now let's do it. Logarithm question. So are everyone ready? So now I have 59 viewers. All 59 ready for logarithm? Someone request for logarithm and trigo. I hope you are here. Don't request something then you're not here learning. Okay. Thanks for reply. Okay. So log x2 equals to p and log 4y equals to q. So they want you to express the following in terms of p and or q. So part 1. Log 4x over y. So first of all, I'm going to break this up first. Logarithm laws tells us that divide is minus. So this becomes log 4x minus log 4y. The divide become minus. This is logarithm rule. Okay. Then after that, I still want to break it up because 4x means 4 times x. In logarithm law, times give you plus. Can change to plus. So it becomes log 4 plus log 4x. So I have break this into the single logarithm. Then log 4 is easy because it's just 1. Now the bad news is what is log 4x? Log 4y also simple because log 4y over here is q. The question is what is log 4x? So look at what we have. Over here you have base x. In case you all cannot see, I write it bigger. This is log x2 equals to p. This is log 4y equals to q. Okay? Just in case you all cannot see, right? I know log base 4 is equivalent to 1. Can you explain why? No, log 4, that's the rule of log a is equals to 1. This is the one of the properties of logarithm. Okay? So it means is log 5 is 1, log 10 is 1, ln e, which is, because ln is base e so ln e is 1. So that's the property, okay? So now over here, log 4x. So because I'm given this, I'm going to make use of this. Because my x is here so I'm going to change this to base x because over here this is base x. So I'm going to change to base fraction. I want to change to base x, so you write the base first. And then this will be here. This will be here. Okay, this one behind is actually just q. So just put q. Understand? Okay, now see log xx, isn't this log xx the same as log aa? So my numerator become 1. So 1 plus 1 over, now the bad news is this one is log x2, but mine is log x4. How? Never mind, 4 is 2 to the power of 2. Understand? So just put log x 2 to the power of 2 minus q. So I'm going to put here this part. This, I'm going to make use of the power law. So log x 2, bring down the power to in front. So it becomes 2 log x2, agree? And our log x2 is what? P. That's why it is 2p. So this one becomes 1 plus 1 over 2p minus q. And we are done. Ta-da! So of course, those who don't know the laws of logarithm, you will feel that, what are you talking? Okay, so you have to know that few laws. There's not many laws there. So I'm going to repeat the laws here. I'm going to repeat the laws that I use here. So first, what I did was, the divide, I split into 2 logarithm, become minus. The 4x is multiplied. So I split it to become plus. So that is already 2 law. Understand? That is already 2 law. And then log 4, I already write here. Log AA is 1. So I don't care what's the number. Log 5, log 6 is 1. So it's 1. Log 4 is 1. Over here, I change of base. Okay, so over here, maybe I can write the changing of base. So here, change of base. So how do you change of base? Okay, you can change to any base you want. Understand? So let's give, for example, let's say log 8, 5. Okay, log 8, 5. So I want to change, let's say I want to find the value of log 8, 5. Then the sad thing is, calculator don't have log 8. Okay, so how are you going to find the value? So calculator got ln, got log. So you can either change it to base E or change it to base 10. So just put fraction. You can put whatever you want to change. Let's say I'm going to change to ln. So I put it as ln, put the ln first. The 5 goes to the numerator, the 8 go to the denominator. Sorry, not 5, 8. 8 go to the denominator. What? Okay. So then calculator, press ln 5 divided by ln 8. And then you will get the value. So I have put fraction, ln 5, ln 8. And we know that it will be 0.77397. 0.774. Okay, I'm just showing you how to change of base. Change to any base you want. Okay, so over here I repeat, the log 4x, I want to change to base x. That's why I put log x, then the numerator is x, the denominator is 4. Then this log x4, I want to break the 4 into 2 to the power of 2. Why break into 2 is because my p is in terms of 2 over here. So I put 2 to the power of 2. And then over here, I make use of power law. So this one is power law. I bring the 2 to in front, so it becomes 2 times this. And this thing is p. I cannot see here. So it becomes 2p. And that's why this one becomes 1 over 2p and then minus q. And we are done. All good. This is a 4 marks question. Okay, next, part 2. Okay, part 2. So now I want to find xy. So the bad news is my x hidden here, my y is hidden here. But it's okay, we can make x the subject and make y the subject. So let's see. So my log x2 equals to p. I'm going to make p, I'm going to change it to index form first. Okay, kids, this is how you change to index form. This one, x, you're going to push the p up. So it becomes x to the power of p equals to 2. Understand? Push up. Just this x push the p up. So the p now becomes smaller, the x becomes the base. So it's x to the power of p equals to 2. But I want to make x the subject, right? So it's x equals to p root of 2. And this means it's 2 to the power of 1p. Okay, so it looks like very, how you will ask me, how the p become root p, how is it there is 1 over p? Let me show you one. Let's say I have x squared equals to 4. It's the same concept, you see. xp equals to 2 ma. So now I use one smaller number. I show you x squared. Or maybe I should use 3 lah. I use x cubed equals to 8, okay? So you want to solve x. Do you agree that I cube root 8? Because this is cube, right? So I cube root, agree? And we know that cube root is 1 over 3. So you agree that this is 8 to the power of 1 over 3? The concept is the same. See, x to the power of p equals to 2. X to the power of 3 is 8. So I root 3 it. So this one is I p root, I root p it. And cube root is 1/3. So p root is 1 over p. It's the same concept. It's just using alphabet, then you get confused. So, you see, I make x the subject already. Now we're going to make y the subject over here. So log 4y equals to q. Again, remember I tell you push up. So this one become y equals to 4 to the power of q. This one very straightforward. Sorry. This one very straightforward. So you see what I did was I just push up. Push up. So 4 to the power of q equals to y. So now x, I got x subject, I got y subject. So therefore my x, y very easy. It's just 2, 1p multiplied by 4q. And if I want to combine them together, all I need to do is change the 4 to base 2. This one remain, this one becomes 2 to the power of 2q. Multiply, same base, you add the power. So this is 2 to the power of 1 over p plus 2q. And we are done. So my xy is this. Ta-da! Can? So one thing about my video is every time I talk, it's like I self-talk. You can see that when I explain the question, I will know that what you want to ask, and then I will do explanation at the side. Correct? I will know what you want to ask, I will put at the side. I will know what you want, and then sometimes students why is that? And then I will tell you, explain. So my video, my teaching videos is always like that. Before you can ask the question, I already answer the question. So my teaching videos is always very clear. All good. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this question I will do it on a foolscap paper. So again, go to my Telegram channel. You will have to download the worksheet with the solution, but it's not available today. It will only be uploaded tomorrow. Okay. So this one I will write on the foolscap. I will attach together with the questions. So let's see. Hi. Fold here, fold there. I can tell you. Okay, this is a quadrant, trigo quadrant question. I must say, this is from Ang Mo Kio school, okay? Okay, come, let's see. Shall I label this as, this is 3. I will change the question. This is number 2. This is number 3. Yeah, I change it is because so that the sequence is correct. It makes sense. So that later when Sam put under the Telegram channel, that it will be like a flow lah. So Sam, this one you just put it as extra question. Then this is question number 2. Just now the logarithm one, yeah, okay, this one is question number 1. Okay, this is question number 1. This is question number 2. This is question number 3. Okay, let's go. So this one, question 2. Question 2. Okay, they say without using a calculator, find the exact value of blah blah blah. Trigo, whenever they say exact value, you know you're going to link it to the special angle, the 30 degree, 60 degree, and 45 degree. So now I'm going to write cotangent 2 pi over 3. First, third letter t. So that means it's 1 over tangent. So we know this is 1 over tangent 2 pi over 3. Then you see 2 pi over 3, you don't know what is it. So at the side, I'm going to work out what is 2 pi over 3. So at the side, yeah, I will write, I use red. So 2 pi over 3, we know that pi is 180 degree. So it's actually 2 times 180 divided by 3, and we get 120 degree. So this means it's tangent 120. You understand? So I'm going to work here. Tangent 120 degree, kids, you see, 120 goes to the second quadrant. So it means that my tangent in the second quadrant is negative. So it will be equals to minus tangent basic angle. And what is the basic angle when 120 degree? This is the basic angle, and since this one is 120, the basic angle is 60 degree. So we will say it is equals to minus tangent 60 degree. Thanks, Chris. Okay. So see here, so I repeat how you get the, why is it I put minus, and why is it 60 degree, and how did 120. First, I change the 2 pi over 3 to become degree. 2 pi over 3 is radian. So don't need to be afraid of radian. All you need to do is just convert it accordingly. We know that 2 pi is 360, so pi is 180. So I do 2 times 180 divided by 3. Actually, you also can take 360 divided by 3. So I get 120. So tangent 2 pi over 3 is the same meaning as tangent 120. And tangent 120 goes to the second quadrant. Second quadrant is tangent is negative, because we all know that A, S, T, C. All is positive in the first quadrant. Second quadrant is sine is positive, tangent and cosine is negative. Third quadrant, tangent is positive, sine and cosine is negative. Fourth quadrant, cosine is positive, sine and tangent is negative. So over here, 120 degree goes to the second quadrant, tangent is negative. That's why I put a minus in front. It means that all the trigo ratio for tangent in second quadrant is negative. 120 goes to the second quadrant. I want to know what's the basic angle. So we draw the triangle. Basic angle is always the angle that makes with the x-axis. So 180 degree minus 120, I get 60. So I know my basic angle is 60. And 60 degree is special angle. So we know it is equals to minus square root 3. So come back to here, I will know, oh, so this is equals to 1 over minus tangent pi 120 pi over 3. 60 is pi over 3, so it becomes like that. So it becomes equals to 1 over negative square root 3. And we cannot leave surds at the denominator. Isn't the direction supposed to be clockwise? No, it's anti-clockwise. 120 degree starts from anti-clockwise. Start from here. It's always, this is our starting line. Then you go anti-clockwise. Okay, clockwise is, unless it's minus 120 degrees. So I will go below. This is positive 120. Okay. So don't forget that you need to rationalize. So I multiply by square root 3 over square root 3. I get minus square root 3 over 3. And we are done. So this is the 2a. Okay, so what I did first is t, third letter, so I know it's 1 over tangent. Don't like to work in radian, it's okay. We just change it to degree, so it's easier for you to see. So 2 pi over 3 is the same as 120. Okay? All good? Okay, come, let's do our part B. So part B says sine A is equals to negative 5 over 13. So I always tell my students, okay, first, you know that sine, the ratio is negative. Where will it be? Which quadrant? So I always ask them to decide the quadrant first. So sine will be negative in the third and the fourth quadrant. That's the first condition and first information they give me. Then they give me a second information. They tell me that tangent A is positive. That means they tell you tangent is positive. So you need to fulfill both, ma. Sine A negative, I have two quadrants. And which quadrant is tangent is positive? Should I use the third quadrant or should I use the fourth quadrant? Okay, time for you to answer the question. Today I only asked so few questions, right? So let's see whether anyone listening in class or not. Sine negative, I know is in the third and fourth quadrant. Now they tell me that tangent A is positive. So I need to fulfill these two. So should I take the third quadrant or should I take the fourth quadrant? Answer in the chat. Tell me you want third quadrant or fourth quadrant. So I will cross out the fourth quadrant and we will focus in the third quadrant. So now you know your angle A is in the third quadrant. So I will say my angle A is in the third quadrant. I will state that it is more than 180 degree and less than 270 degree. This is what you need to know. Okay? Don't mean that A is always first quadrant. No such thing. So it depends on the question. So you need to remember now your A is between 180 to 270. Actually also can put equal. Okay? Now let's do. They ask for, no, before I answer the question, I always like to find out what is my cosine A and tangent A first. This is only sine A. So after I already find out which quadrant it is, I need to draw a separate triangle. So some school like to draw the triangle inside the quadrant. For me is I draw it outside because bigger I need to see. So I need to draw this shape. This see here. This is 90 degree and then I will draw this dotted line. This line is a starting line. It means that my A is here. Understand? This is my A. This is basic angle. Understand? Okay, a lot of times students like to write A inside, but please take note. A is not necessary to be your basic. For this case, you see, your A is an angle between 180 and 270 degrees. So it doesn't make sense that you label the acute to be A. Understand? So I will label the acute to be basic angle. Then, based on this, sine means O over H. Basic, opposite, this is 5. The H is 13. Do I have to put a negative inside the dimension? No, I no need to bother. I just need to focus, okay, I'm in the third quadrant. I just need to remember my third quadrant, what is positive and what is negative. My triangle only give me the dimension. I only want the dimension. So I have 5, I have 13. Use Pythagoras theorem to find the third side. So for this case, is 13 square minus 5 square. Square root, you get 12. So I know my third side is 12. So with that, what do you do? So now let's label our cosine A and our tangent A. Cosine A, look at the triangle. A over H means 12 over 13. Always write the trigo ratio first. 12 over 13. Next, ask yourself, you are in the third quadrant. So my cosine is positive or negative? Cosine A is 12 over 13. But I need to decide whether I need to put minus in front. So ask yourself, third quadrant, cosine is positive or negative? Well done, Suki. Put minus because third quadrant, cosine is negative. Now tangent A, okay? Find the ratio first. Look at the triangle OA, 5 over 12. Do I have to put negative in front? We are in the third quadrant. Is tangent positive or negative? Okay, Tangent A is 5 over 12. We are in the third quadrant. Third quadrant tangent is positive. So we don't have to put minus. Just leave it as positive. So it's 5 over 12. So now we have all the three, sine A, cosine A, and tangent A. Now come back to here. They ask me to answer the question secant A. So I will write part 1, secant A, third letter is C. So it's 1 over cosine A. Then cosine A is here, so it's just 1 over negative 12 over 13. You get minus 13 over 12. Minus 1 whole 1 over 12. Done. Okay. Part 2. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Part 2. Tangent minus A. Okay, tangent minus A. So this is tough one. Why do I say tough? Because minus A doesn't mean that you go to the fourth quadrant. You have to see what is your size of the A, remember? And remember just now I mentioned that our A is in the third quadrant. So you will have to do some, maybe you're very smart to know where it goes, but Teacher Kangie will have to go through the thinking process to find out where is my minus A. So this is how I do. To recap, my A was between 180 to 270, agree? So I will take, for example, I will take my A to be 210 degree. This is example. Example means that it is not true. I'm just giving a random number between 180 to 270. Okay? And then when it's 210, we know that the basic angle will be 30. Because 210 minus 180, the basic angle is 30 degree. Next, I want to know my quadrant minus A will end up in where. So I draw my this one. Minus A means is minus 210, agree? So where is minus 210? Minus 210 will actually come here. So minus 210 degree will come to the second quadrant. Basic angle is here. And the basic angle, it is still 30 degree. So it means that for this question, minus A goes to the second quadrant. You see that? It's not in the fourth quadrant. A lot of students thought, oh, minus A, I go clockwise, then they will say, oh, minus A go to the fourth quadrant. But no, because your A is a number which is between 180 to 270. So you need to go through this thinking process. Oh, so minus A go to the second quadrant. And when you go to the second quadrant, tangent is negative. So it is equals to minus tangent the basic angle. So I put an extra note here, just to let you know. Why is it that I want to find out that the basic angle is 30 degree? Because sometimes it is using 90 degree minus basic, not using the basic. So you need to be careful. Because I know that if 210, my basic angle is 30 degree, and I draw my minus 210, it still use 30 degree. So that means I can use the same triangle, you understand? But if let's say they use a number whereby you end up having your basic angle is 60 degree, then you know that you cannot use the you can use the triangle, but it will be the other side. Because this side is 90 minus basic. Then you will can use the same triangle, but your O and A will swap. Understand? So in this one, I will know it will be equals to minus 5 over 12. Done. Although the steps is just like that, But deciding whether is it minus or positive, it's very critical. And that's my thinking process. Power? Ta-da-da-da! Can understand this quadrant question? Okay, what's my question? Lucky no more secondary school now. Can. Good. You're so quiet, I can. Now that you come out and say, Ignore lah, I also don't want to say. I also ignore the person. 看不到，看不到。Okay, come. Okay, let's continue to this question 3. Let's move on. This is question number 3. Question number 3. Okay. So this is another logarithm question. So they want me to solve blah blah blah. Yeah, can see or not? Can, yeah. Okay, wait, move down. Okay. So part A, solve for log 4x minus 2 minus log 4x plus 2 equals to 1 plus log 4 1 over 9. So this kind of question, you need to combine to make sure that left hand side is single logarithm, right hand side is single logarithm. So this is easy. Why? Because it's already both base 4 and it's minus. And remember just now I said when it's minus, become a single logarithm, it is divide. So this one become log 4 x minus 2 over x plus 2 equals 1 whole. Now I'm going to change it to log 4. So other than knowing log 4 is 1, you will also have to know how to change the 1 whole to log 4. And why is it changed to base 4? Is because my neighbor is base 4. Understand? Plus, this one is already log 4, so doesn't matter. Leave it as it is. So this already log 4 is plus, so it becomes multiply. So log 4 x minus 2 x plus 2 equals to log 4 times 1 over 9, so it's 4 over 9. Sure, AMath, why haven't even start school learn until logarithm? If it isn't bridging course. Some school logarithm already learn in Sec 3 leh. In fact, most of the school learn logarithm in Sec 3. Because in Sec 4, most of the time they will have to focus on differentiation and integration. So it depends on school lah. Some schools Sec 3 already learn logarithm. That's why some students ask me to do differentiation, I don't want to do because my topic is Sec 3. Okay, so let's continue. See, both sides already single logarithm, right? So I remove the logarithm now, so it becomes x minus 2 over x plus 2 equals to 4 over 9. Then it becomes a normal equation. Cross multiply, 9 times x minus 2 equals to 4 times x plus 2. So I have 9x minus 18 equals to 4x plus 8. So 9x minus 4x equals to 8 plus 18. So 5x equals to 26. X is equals to 26 over 5, which is equals to 5.2. And we are done. Okay. I think maybe I should do the Trigonograph question next now. Let's see the response. If I can see, thanks John. If I can see 5 yes, then I will continue to teach until the Trigonograph. If I don't see 5 yes, okay, I will stop after this logarithm question. Okay, because OT already, 5 to 6:30. I started 5:15, so it should be 6:45. Teacher Kangie now the stomach, very hungry already. Okay, so don't have 5 years, I will stop at this 3B. Integration is not Sec 3 topic, so I'm not teaching integration today. If there are 5 years, after this question 3, I will still teach how to draw Trigonograph, sine graph and cosine graph. If there's no 5 years, then I will just stop here. 10, what's that? There's only 1 year. Ken, sure is a yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4. Any more yes? Okay, let me go through B first. It can. Too fake already. Thanks, John. Maybe there's only 4 people listening. We have 54 in the chat, but only 4 people answer me yes. Means that -4, all the 40 plus students are all asleep already. Okay, never mind. 4 out of 5, we have 80%. So I will still proceed, okay? Let me just chiong and go through with it so that after that I can have my dinner. Okay, come. Log X. Okay, before I do, help me to share and like first, Ken. Wow, I hit 100%. Okay, Ken, good. Help me to like and share before I start. Yes, this is log. Log means is base 10. LG is log base 10. Ln is base E. This is additional information, or in fact, must know thing. So you need to solve this equation. How do we solve this is, first, let's change. Wait, let me find my booking first. Oh, I cannot find. Oh my god. Okay, found it. Yeah. So how you're going to solve this is, I'm going to review the base. So this one, right, log 10x equals to log x 1000. So I have base 10, I have base x. So you definitely need to change your base to solve this. Okay, so of course you can choose the change to base x, or you can choose to base 10. But my advice to you is always change to the base with a number, not the base with x, okay? So that means I'm going to change the right hand side to base 10. So put a fraction. Remember just now I already teach you how to change the base. So write log 10 first. 1000 will be at the numerator. And then after that, denominator will be x. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is, this will write as log 10x equals to log 10 to the power of 3 over log 10x. So when you have such an equation whereby you can see that there's a common log 10x and log 10x and log 10x, we're going to use substitution. But before that, you see this, this is 3. So actually this is log 10x equals to 3 over log 10x. So I'm going to let u equals to log 10x. So it becomes u over 1 equals to 3 over u. Wait. Wait. Cannot see. What happened if got log in? What thing? What log in? Okay? So all I did was just replace the log 10x to become u. Okay? So then after that, cross multiply, I have u squared log n in. Huh? Okay. Cross multiply become this. So my u equals to square root 3. Plus minus. So my u equals to square root 3 or negative square root 3. Can ah? I don't understand what you ask or you're trying to disturb to say it's locked in. I'm too hungry to think too deep, and you all must be clearer with your question. Okay, so after that, okay, so my u is log 10x, so it will be log 10x equals to square root 3 or log 10x equals to minus square root 3. Oh, log and ln, so it's log in. LOG is the same meaning as base 10. Okay, when we write in paper, you write LG, but calculator just show LOG. But a calculator LOG means it's base 10, just to let you know. Oh no, it's LN. It's not in. Okay, so now we need to solve. Remember I said change it to index form. So this one push up. So my x is equals to 10 to the power of square root 3. Press calculator. They say give your answer to 2SF. Give your answer to 2SF. So I will get 53.957. Round it off to 2SF. 54. 2SF. Done. This side again push up. So my x is equals to 10 to the power of minus square root 3. So it becomes 0.0185. Round it off to 3SF. Sorry, 2SF. 0.0192SF. Done. So usually it's round off to 3SF, but this question requests for 2SF. Sure, I have to go because I eat my dinner early. For x less than 1, log x is negative. Oh, this one, square root got positive and negative. No, because both x is positive. Okay, I think what he's trying to say is sometimes we need to check our x value and see whether is it valid. So over here, when you look it and put it back into the equation, x here, because both of my x is positive, so if you put back to the original equation, log positive is valid. Base is positive is also valid. If, let's say you sub it back to the equation and if you get negative, that means you will have to reject the value because it becomes an invalid equation. Okay? Okay, so now we're done with this. Let's go to the Trigonograph. I think Trigonograph I will just use this one. Should I? Let's see. Okay, here. Trigonograph. A bit not so clear, but it's okay. I'm going to just state here. I do wrong? Where? Which part do wrong? Which part do wrong? You don't scare me, leh. Which part I do wrong? Where is wrong? Please tell me. 1, 2. Hey, please tell me where goes wrong. If not, I think that you're trying to disturb. Why no reject? Why do I need to reject that one? My u is negative square root 3. My u is log 10x. Why it is okay that my log 10x is equals to minus square root 3? The rule is only this one cannot be negative, this one cannot be negative. They never said this one cannot be negative. You see, log AB. See here, my A must be positive, right? My B also must be positive, right? But this minus square root 3 is the answer. Is this whole thing equals to minus square root 3? It's nothing to do with this side, what? Nothing to do with this side, So I do agree that we need to check our x and put it back. And my x base here is positive. Both x is positive, what? So valid. My base x here, both positive, right? So it's valid. So the equation is valid, and so both are accepted. Understand? And my a cannot be 1 also. So this is the condition for the logarithm. 2SF 咧，哇，jialat, you until now don't know how to round off 2SF, huh? No, 2SF, you see, 0.0, this is not counted as SF, you know. The first SF is the 1. 8 is the second SF. 8 is the second SF. The 5 tells me that I need to round 8 up. So that's why it's 0.019, okay? So this is your 2SF, Okay, let's continue. Okay, so I want to draw for first one. This is question 4a. So I need to plot for y equals to minus 1 plus 2 sine 2x. And they asked me to draw for the range from 0 to 360 degrees. Okay? So this one tells me that I need to draw for how many cycles. Understand? Okay, so I always write the information. First, write out what is the amplitude. Amplitude is the number in front of the sign for this case. So it's 2. Okay. Now period. Period is take 360 degrees divided by the number in front of the x. Yeah. So divide by 2. So my period is 180 degrees. 180 degrees means one cycle is 180 degrees. Okay. Next, we have the shift. So always write out the three information, the amplitude, the period, and the shift. So my shift is minus 1. So with this, we are ready to draw the Trigonograph. So, why I use red color? Okay. I'm sketching, you all should use ruler. Don't learn from me, thank you. Okay, next. First is draw your x-axis label first. So I need to draw up to 360 degrees. One cycle is 180. I always draw one cycle at a time. One cycle at a time. So I'm going to draw 180 first. 180, cut half, 90. Cut half, 45. Okay. So very important is you need to know that, okay, my interval is 45 degrees. One interval is 45 degrees. Then you will take 90 plus 45. So this part will be 135. Next is, I have my shift. My shift is negative 1. So you will go to your graph, draw the minus 1, and draw the so-called new x-axis. Draw the dotted line. So this is supposed to be a dotted line. Next, amplitude. Amplitude is 2, correct? Minus 1 plus 2, it's 1. So that means here. Then, amplitude 2. So, minus 1, minus 2, so it's minus 3. So, you see, although it's sketching, but the measurement must be around the same. 2 plus something, so it's 2 plus something, so it's around here. So, it will be here, which is minus 3. Okay. So, all you need to do is plot the critical 5 point. First, sine graph. Sine graph start from 0. So, you will have first 0, go up to maximum at 45, come down to 0 at 90 degree, okay, here, okay, go down to minimum at 135. Go back to 0 at 180 degree. So always plot the 5 critical point. 5, 0, max, 0, minimum, 0. Okay? Then after that, you can draw. Okay? Okay, my shape a bit ugly lah. Anyway, I think I will submit. I will give you this as a solution, the one that I draw nicer lah. This one just aggravation lah. So then after that, draw here and then draw here. So we are done with the first cycle. Don't forget that we are supposed to draw 2 cycles. So let's continue. So we know the interval is 45, right? So 180 plus 45, 225. 225 plus 45, 270. 270 plus 45, 315. And the last one, 360. Draw the arrow. So now let's plot the critical point. Start from 0, go up to maximum at 225, come back to 0 at 270. Your 0 is the new x-axis, remember, you see? Okay? Trigo, actually, a lot of people don't like, but it's a very fun topic. You just need to understand. Once you understand, actually, it's a very huge topic whereby you can score a lot of marks. Come down to 0 at 315, and go back to 0 at 360. So then, you will draw the shape. Okay, label x, label y, and then of course label the graph as y is equals to minus 1 plus. Oh, I forgot my moderator is, they are also hungry. Set. Okay, so we are done with sine graph. Not exactly done, I still have one more, right? So part B. Okay, we are supposed to draw for, okay, I'm going to, because I'm limited space, so, let's see, okay, I draw here. Okay, cannot see, Y equals to 2 sine 3x. So again, go through the amplitude equals to what? Come, those who ask me to stay back and teach you Trigonograph one, you better know how to answer. What is the amplitude of this one? Should be easy, Nobody listening, then I will stop teaching, hello. Please reply me when I ask question, What's the amplitude? Okay, good. At least I know you are listening. Then my sacrifice 是值得的. Okay? Amplitude is 2. Good. So next, my period. My period is taking 360 degrees. For sine and cosine, this is always a fixed number. Divide by the number in front of x, so it's divided by 3. So we know our period is 120 degrees. Good, well done. Okay, so next, shift. make it a habit to always do shift, although I don't have shift here, right? So it's plus 0. So I just put here shift is 0. So when you know shift is 0 means that the 0 line, the x-axis is a 0 line. So, and always know what you're supposed to draw, the range. You need to draw from 0 to 360 degrees. Okay, so let's draw. Okay, and let's see whether I can squeeze in here. Okay, should be can. This one no shift, so it should be easy. Okay, so draw this, y. Okay, don't end your x first. You see, I never draw the arrow. Now, always draw one cycle at a time. I know students know that, 3 cycles at a time, and then draw the 3 cycle. But if your interval and all the plotting points are not accurate, then it's not. Your graph will look like very ugly. So, let's start with, I know I need to squeeze in 3 cycles over here. So, let me say 120 is here. Okay? This is one cycle. So, 120 cut half, 60 degree, cut half, 30 degree. And now you know your interval is 30, important. Your interval is 30 degree. So 60 plus 30, 90. My amplitude was 2, right? So maximum 2, minimum minus 2. So 2 here, minus 2 here. So let's draw. This is a sine graph. So start from 0. 0. Go up to maximum at 30, come back to 0 at 60, go down to minimum at 90 degree, and go up to 0 at 120. So then you can draw the shape. Okay? Next, let's continue. So interval is 30, right? 120 plus 30, 150. 150 plus 30, 180. 180 plus 30, 210. 210 plus 30, 240. Don't finish first, because I want to draw the second cycle. 120 times 2 is 240, which makes sense. So 0, maximum, 0, minimum, and 0. So again, draw the shape. Beautiful. Continue the last cycle because you're supposed to draw up to 360. So our interval 30, 240 plus 30, 270. Plus 30, 300. Plus 30, 330. Arrow, 360. And then now I can put my X. So now continue. Plot the 5 critical points. 0, maximum, 0, minimum, and 0. Now you can draw the shape. Beautiful. See, we have completed 3 cycles. Perfect shape, right? So always know that although it's sketching, you can see that I don't use ruler, right? My sketching, I make sure that the gaps are all consistent. The gap is consistent so that you will have the shape correct. So of course, last part, label this as y is equals to 2 sine 3x. Label, done. So this is how you plot sine graph. Always find out you need your amplitude, your period, and your shift. And then after that, you need to draw until where? So if they only ask me to draw up to 180, means I only draw, if they ask me to draw 120, means I only draw 1 cycle. If they say draw under 180, means that they want to draw 1.5 cycle. Agree or not? Okay? So this tells us how much they want you to draw, how many cycles they want you to draw. Okay, so we are done with sine graph. I still have cosine graph. So it's actually similar. The only difference is I've used, this time around the x-axis is radian. So this one I shall label this as question 5. Hey Nick, I also don't know why you got mute lah. What function to get a period of 120 degree? Now what I did was I take 360 divided by 3. Maybe my moderator also hungry already. See something not right, then also might go and mute you. Now what I did was I take 360 divided by the number here. X, the number in front of X is 3. So 360 divided by 3, I got 120. So my period is 120. That means 1 cycle is 120. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on. So y is equals to 3 cosine 2x plus 2. So you see, this one they asked me to draw from the range x to, 0 to 2 pi. That means my x-axis I don't write in degree already, I write in radian. So go through the thinking process also. My amplitude is 3. The number in front of cosine is 3. Then the period, it is also 360 degree divided by the number in front of the x. So divided by 2. Hey Nick, thanks for the nasi lemak. But it's distracting. I'm hungry. So 180 degree. Next, the shift. Shift is 2 over here. Okay. So now we are ready to draw. Okay. Sorry. I got a big mistake. I need to draw 2 radian, right? So this one's supposed to be 2 pi. 2 pi over 2. So it's pi. Okay. Okay, now let's draw. My shift is 2, so it will be more above. Okay, so let's see 0. So because they asked me to draw in the 2 pi, my 1 cycle is pi. So I know I need to draw 2 cycle. So I mark this pi. See, it's in terms of pi, not in terms of 180 degree already. So the half divided by 2 means times half. So this one you just write pi over 2. Times half again means 1/4. So this one is pi over 4. So this is 0. Don't put degree, because it's 0 radian. So now you know your interval is pi over 4. So in other words, it's 1/4. We don't care about the pi. So my interval is 1/4. So your calculator, you find out, put in terms of pi, what do? This one is half, right? So you put half plus 1/4. It is 3 over 4. So it means that this is 3 pi over 4. Shift 2. No, shift is the number over here. This one is the shift. It means that your graph is shifted up by 2. Okay? Period is pi. So the number of cycle that I need to draw is using the range here, which is 2 pi divided by the period. So I know I need to draw 2 cycle. Can, Pigman? Do you understand? The shift 2 is this one. Graph shifted up by 2. Just now what we had was shift is -1. The graph was shifted down by 1. You can see that it was a normal sine graph. The original is with x-axis is shifted down by 1. Shift by -1. This one, shift 0, means there's no shift at all. You can see that the graph sits nicely at the x-axis. All good. Okay, so this one shift 2. So that means I need to draw, I will write this as 2. 2, and then my amplitude is 3, right? So 2 plus 3 is 5. So 2 here, 4 here, so my 5 is around here. So see, this is amplitude 3. 2 minus 3, so it's -1. Around here. So my maximum is 5, my minimum is -1. So now I'm ready to draw. Okay, this is cosine graph. Cosine graph start from maximum, understand? So let's draw the critical 5 points. Start from maximum. I forgot to draw my dotted line. If not, later cannot see. Okay, draw your dotted line. This is your new x-axis, which is the shift 2. Understand? Boing, boing. Maximum it go down to 0, which is the new x-axis at pi over 4. It go down to minimum at pi over 2, which I cannot see but roughly. Go back to 0 at 3 pi over 4. Go back to maximum at pi. So, wrong here. Okay, a lot of students don't know how to draw cosine graph, especially this part, right? This part, they say, you know that it cannot be straight down, it must be a bell curve. So how you're going to do is you just visualize that you're going to draw like that. You imagine you are drawing this. See, you imagine you are drawing this. You imagine you are drawing this. So you know that it will continue like that. Right? So then after that, this part, this part, this part, and this part. So let's continue. Remember our interval is 1/4. So pi means is 1 whole. 1 plus 1/4 means is 5 pi over 4. So 5 pi over 4. 5 over 4 plus 1/4 is 3 over 2. So next is 3 pi over 2. Then 3 over 2 plus 1/4, you get 7 over 4. So it means it's 7 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4 plus 1/4, you get 2, which is the n, 2 pi, arrow x. So now, continue to draw our 5 critical points. Maximum, come down to 0 at 5 pi over 4, go down to minimum at 3 pi over 2, go back to 0 at 7 pi over 4, and go up to maximum at 2 pi. So, draw the shape. Done. And lastly, label. This is y equals to 3 cosine 2x plus 2. Okay, we are reaching the last question. Well done. Okay, one more cosine graph. And this time round, if you notice, it is minus cosine 2x. Okay, so part B, we are supposed to draw for y equals to 4 minus cosine 2x. Same thing, I need to draw from the range 0 to 2 pi. Go through the same thing, amplitude. Can someone tell me what is the amplitude for this one? This is a special case. How? What's the amplitude of this? Oh, does that mean I have early dinner? Someone replied already. Nice try, it's okay. If it's wrong, it's fine. I will just correct you. So, common mistake, yes, 4. But remember, the 4 is the sheaf. If I rewrite this, it actually is y equals to minus cosine 2x plus 4. Agree? So the sheaf is 4. So the amplitude cannot be 4. So amplitude is always a number in front of the trigo. So it's a number in front of the cosine. But the bad news is the number in front of the cosine is -1. So this amplitude is just the thickness. So amplitude is 1. No, it's not 3 to minus 3. Okay, amplitude is 1. But because of the minus, you got to put at the bracket here, right flip. It means that your graph is no longer cosine graph. I mean, it's still cosine, but it's flip. See, y equals to cosine x. The graph looks like that. Hoi. If y equals to minus cosine x, your graph looks like that. Wait. Flip. It was maximum 0, minimum 0, and maximum. So minus means it starts from minimum, 0, maximum, 0, and minimum. Understand? So amplitude is 1, flip. Then go through the thinking process again. The period will be 2 pi divided by the number in front of the x. So it is still pi. Then we have a shift. The shift is 4. Okay, so let's draw the graph. So you know that this one, the shift is 4. So I will know that the graph looks very way above the x-axis. So you can actually draw more space for the positive y. So y and x. Ayo. Okay, so now let's continue. So my one cycle is pi, and they asked me to draw to 2 pi. So I know I need to draw 2 cycles. So I'm going to draw pi first. Pi, cut, divide by 2, pi over 2, divide by 2, pi over 4, 0. This one, the interval is the same as the previous, so I no need to repeat already. So the only change is now my shift is 4. So assuming, let's say my 4 is here. My amplitude is 1, so it's 4 plus 1, so it's 5. 4 minus 1, so it's 3. Yeah, cannot. You see this one is too big, right? This one is smaller. So later the shape will look funny. So I need to adjust a bit. So let's say 3 here. Okay. So now I have my maximum and minimum, and don't forget to draw your new x-axis. Just draw a dotted line. Point, 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 point. Okay, come. So, supposed to draw cosine graph, but flip. So, I need to start from 0. Start from minimum. So, the minimum is 3. So, minimum, then you go to 0 at pi over 4. My 0 is the new x-axis, which is here. Then you go up to maximum at pi over 2. Come down to 0 at 3 pi over 4. Come down to minimum at pi. So again, this one is supposed to draw this shape, right? So again, like I said, imagine you're drawing this shape. Imagine. So it's like that. But we're not done yet. This is only the first cycle. Let's continue. So pi plus 1/4. So we have 5 pi over 4. We have 3 pi over 2. And we have 7 pi over 4. And lastly, 2 pi. Minimum, 0. Maximum, 0. And minimum. So that means it will be like that. Imagine the shape. Done. And lastly, label. This is y equals to 4 minus cosine 2x. And we are done. Oh, good. So I covered sine graph and cosine graph today. And I also cover one which is the flip. So take note, every time you see the negative, the amplitude still remains as a positive value. Because amplitude is so-called the thickness. So it's a positive value. Just put a flip here to remind yourself that you need to draw a flip graph. Flip means the original, just flip with the x-axis, like a mirror image. Okay? So, the today worksheet and solution will be uploaded to the Telegram channel. Please go and subscribe to my Telegram channel. The live TikTok will be uploaded to the YouTube. Go to my bio, click on the YouTube channel, and then subscribe to it. No, I only live on Wednesday and Sunday. But next week, I'm not doing any live. Next week, Teacher Kangie holiday mood, so I'm going to take a break. So I will only see you in year 2022. Year 2022. And it will be on Wednesday and Sunday. Okay, my live will be on Wednesday and Sunday. Okay, Wednesday, my live will be for the time being lah. The timing will be Wednesday 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Sunday will be 5 p.m. to 6:30. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate your thank you. I hope you all learn how to draw the Trigonograph. See how nice to draw the Trigonograph with the 5 critical points, and make sure that although it's sketching, just make sure that the scale looks about the same. So then you will have proportional Trigonograph. Can I subscribe to your channel? What is it? Mine is at Teacher Kangie. Teacher Kangie. Okay? Wow, roti prata. Just now you give me nasi lemak, now got roti prata. I haven't ordered my dinner. Okay? And thanks for my moderator. They actually OT with me together for 1 hour. Because I'm supposed to end at 6:30, but today got technical issue at 15 minutes late. And then after that, because I want to answer and help some students with the Trigo question and logarithm question, I delay. Okay, so remember to follow me, subscribe my YouTube channel, share to your friend, okay, and then join my Telegram channel. Okay, follow me so that when I have a live, you all will be notified also lah. Okay. Okay. That's all for today. Solution will be uploaded to Telegram channel tomorrow. Okay. Kids, enjoy your dinner. Thanks for tuning in on the Sunday and to learn math. Okay, keep up the good work. Do you like Teacher Kangie with this filter? Yes, happy holiday. Okay, I'm going to end now. Bye, kids.